Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ranwin Parked, the show where we find car ads on the internet and show them to you and occasionally buy them. Hi, I'm Cone Dodger, joined by Kurt J. Mack and ZK and myself.
There we go. The four hosts of Ranwin Park.
I was waiting for it. I was like, oh, we got a new intro? Do we have a new intro?
Listen, that intro is trash garbage, and I apologize. I had a cool SSD meltdown. Here it is, everybody, and here it goes. That didn't make nearly as much noise as I hoped, but I did throw it across the room.
Just edit in a sound effect.
Yeah, it's like the slow-mo guys videos where he always like finds all of this random folly stuff to fill in the noise.
Just like you throw it and then go.
Yes.
It fell into a trash compactor. Like, what happened here? Kurt has a video going in depth into the grave of your new project car, ? And it's on
Girlfriend's new project car.
Yeah. I mean, I know which one of you is actually going to get work done on it. It's not Kurt. There's a video on Kurt's regular channel, so it's is it Farlands or Bust these days? Is it Kurt J. Mack? Who knows?
It's Farlands or Bust with Kurt J. Mack, I think. Gotta hit all the keywords.
I'll put a link in the description. It's good. Kurt wanted to delete it, so don't let him tell him that he shouldn't delete it because it was very entertaining. I was entertained. I dare say that you looked excited. I know that's not allowed. That's not okay. How dare you? But it was entertaining to see you like. That's the whole reason to be obsessed about buying and selling cars. It's for that 16 minutes where it's like super exciting and new.
And then you spend 8 hours down the rabbit hole trying to find wheels and tires and offsets, and
that's where ZK gets his enjoyment.
Yeah.
That's what ZK lives for. I haven't let him like obsess about finding me anything lately. Could you figure out how to get a title for a Datsun 620 though?
I gave you information. You didn't like it.
Was it bad? Was it illegal?
No, it was like hire a lawyer and make them do it.
I'm surprised my brother didn't like that option. That seems like totally his bag.
Pay someone to do it so you don't have to deal with it.
You got it. That's his lifestyle. All right. No, that's actually a little bit snarky towards him because it's weird because as he's like gotten better off, he's started doing more stuff himself, which is weird. Maybe he's like making up for the guilt of the past. I don't know. Midlife crisis, we'll call it. How about some ads of cars that you can buy for your midlife crisis? I don't think that's what I have lined up at all.
I think I got one of those.
Oh, I kind of do, actually. I found this rare Dodge Phoenix. Fair body, some rust, sitting in the woods for 40 years. The windshield and back glass is broken. No motor, part of the trans is there. This is the most cartoon body car to exist. And I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of a Phoenix.
Never heard of Phoenix. I mean, I've never heard of a Phoenix. Kurt, can you tell us more?
yes, you can see all the sun damage.
It's
Paint
like
has been blasted away by the ultraviolet rays.
Doesn't it just look like it's been penned as a cartoon car? Like the proportions are all wrong.
It's so... I love it, though.
Yeah, I kind of do love it.
Yeah, these Wingadinga coupes are weird just because there's like more trunk than there is cabin.
Yeah.
For the two doors here.
And this one's like,
It's
it's like fastbacky. Well, maybe not fastbacky, but it's like not just a notchback.
Mm-hmm.
Which...
And they also have like the 6 feet of rear overhang.
Oh, yeah. Yep. You know, Powers is looking for a tow rig. I feel like, you need in a tow rig, it's important to have a good ratio of like the hitch being far enough from the rear axle. We got it. We got it. Bob Hirsch, Brooklyn. Apparently that was a good sticker. I really enjoy
It's
the
got all the
old,
chrome and everything, though.
yeah, it's
so
pretty complete other than the glass and, engine stuff. The old Dodge logo that's like scripty, one of their better ones.
hmm
And whatever is going on in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the grill. It's like it looks like a literal grill, like from a
Oh,
little smoky or something.
like yeah, to cook on. I see.
Or
Oh, that's an
Yeah,
interesting steering wheel.
it's
Very...
a lot of
And-
interesting stuff here.
it's got a Supra wing for the dash.
Please jot that down for the episode title. Oh, that's very accurate. I like the see-through speedometer. Like, have you ever
Yeah,
seen
it's
a
like
transparent? It's like heads-up display before heads-up
yeah,
display.
very early heads-up display.
I was going to say there's probably a reason that we haven't seen that. It's probably awful, but it's really cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry, officer. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, obviously I can't see how fast I'm going. Which is also true of heads-up display, especially the earlier ones.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, other than being rotten, it is fairly there. I don't know. I don't know.
I still want to know what it means by like a part of the transmission.
Maybe like everything behind the bell housing or something like that.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, who cares about drivetrain? You're gonna put whatever in
Yeah.
this.
Fair.
I just like how ridiculously cartoony it looks.
What engine would you put in this?
What engine would I put in it?
Yes, like not worrying about money or
Oh,
difficulty.
like if I were to actually like tackle a project like this, I would probably just put your cheapest 5.7 Hemi that you could find, like just the most basic drivetrain that I could, get off of eBay or whatever, because just to get it running, like just to make it move, it'll make old car noises even with a new engine. I mean, if you want to call those new, and do that. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of like big old cars going real fast, so my dreams are pretty narrow.
Kurt, what engine would you put in?
Ah, good one.
Okay. I would put in a 318.
Like an original 318. Like,
No, I mean like even a 90s one. It
oh,
doesn't
okay.
because I just like EFI because then the car starts every morning.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the same reason I was like the 5.7 Hemi. It's like they make turnkey kits for those now. Like you can just
Yeah.
wire it into anything and just go. But I would want it, I think, if we go to the... was there a picture of it? No, I think it's an automatic, but I would love it for it to be an on-the-tree manual. And has anyone ever tried to like linkage together like an on-the-tree to like a T56 or something like that? Has that ever happened? There's a project for you.
It might be a push button. Is that
There are buttons
N
that look like they could be push button.
E L? I think that might be.
Yeah. Kurt,
Yeah,
this is why we keep Kurt on the show, Not because
I
he's
don't.
the
I
only
couldn't
one.
tell you what engine I'd put in it, but I do know what buttons look like.
Kurt would be happy with like the slant six.
Yes, yes, I would.
Kurt would be happy with Kurt. That's just not
Kurt
true.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I have some very extensive psychotherapy for you to review. But other than that, how about a $6,000 1971 Alfa Romeo Giulia Super?
Hey, Powers is looking for a tow rig.
There we go. Yeah, recent motor and suspension work. Runs and drive very well. Not even a ran when parked. It runs and drives. Original front and back seat frames.
This is suspiciously good.
It's suspiciously good. Cone Dodger, thank you for pointing that out.
Ah, okay.
But it is a great way, as they say, to get into a classic Alpha for under 10 grand.
All right.
Looks real good. Looks clean.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, decent paint. I can't see any significant flaws.
It's got the grill,
I gotta take a picture of the grill.
some cracking in the
Some cracking.
Bondo there. It's
It's
fine.
fine. It's an alpha.
That's probably
Bottom of
factory
the
Bondo, to
doors.
be honest. Okay. Okay.
You got your dash. Look at those seats. Look at those lug nuts.
Oh, look at that engine.
Look at that engine.
Alpha's 4 cylinders are still quite attractive looking engines.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this has probably been resprayed now that I see stuff like that.
Probably.
Probably. Okay,
It's
well,
got the back seats and the driver's seat. What more do you need?
I mean, it's still
Eh.
mostly there. It's there enough for this money.
6,000. Yeah, 6,000. Looks totally fine.
Oh, Kurt, why you're gonna break my heart here soon.
Gotta put the trunk back on. I'm sure it's fine. Look at that kind of backwards baseball cap it's got going on a
Yeah,
little bit.
I do love those.
Oh, beans. Oh,
How
jeez.
are you gonna just not talk about this?
Oh, no. Why?
Well, good luck
Lenza
pulling
drives
that
good.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. You could pull that out. Like, you could do it janky style next to a tree with a come along. I've been there. I've done it. But that's sad.
That's very sad. It was going so well until literally the last image they included in the ad.
I do like that the hit or the dent or whatever knocked off the Bondo.
Yeah.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. It definitely it definitely showed the previous bodywork being not great. Man, yeah, look at the huge chip out right here.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this car is
like a quarter-inch
slathered. Slathered in Bondo. But still, if it was $6,000 without the, unfortunate.
Yeah, even if it was
Crumpling.
missing the trunk without the crumple, like
Then it wouldn't be $6,000, would it?
It would
Yeah.
not be, but it should be because it's a 4-door Alpha that's slow. Like,
probably makes cool noises.
it probably makes noises, yeah, but
I'm also noticing just what appear to be the laziest rear light situation
mhm.
I've ever seen tacked onto a car.
I mean, just because it's an Alpha doesn't mean it's a super rare exotic car. Like, they make just cars too. Like, these were just cars then, but now it's like, ooh, a vintage Alpha. But yeah, but it's got golf cart taillights on it.
Yes.
But it probably does make good noises, and it would be neat if not for the
For
smush.
$1,000, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, you're never gonna find that trunk too. I was thinking
No,
like wondering how
Unless
good I could get that quarter panel, on the cheap. Probably
If you
pretty
had the
decent.
trunk, like laying on the side, maybe,
Mhm.
but like no.
But like,
So Powers is looking for a tow rig. So what about a 1995 International 4900 with a DT466?
I don't know what that is.
It's some diesel engine. I forget who makes it. It might actually be International.
Oh, that's the engine I'd put in the Dodge from earlier. I couldn't think of it.
Clean Ohio title, even though it's been in Texas for however long. It's running and driving, pretty quick startup. He
Pretty
drove it
quick
from Ohio
startup.
to Texas while towing a Forester on a U-Haul car trailer.
Okay.
But it's best considered a project. Cons: tire blew and took out the fender, which is sad, but it looks like it's just a Chevy fender. So
Oh, is it? I was curious what was going on with the bed situation there.
yeah. Wiper blade regulator went out. Air brakes are pressurized. And so the wipers just go and keep going till there isn't enough air pressure to keep them going. Real annoying.
So you're telling me the wipers run on the same air that the brakes work on?
Apparently, just big rig type things.
Okay.
And there's a couple inches of concrete in the bed to weigh down the suspension for a less harsh ride. Because got cruising comfort with your giant pickup truck thing.
Yeah, it's a Chevy bed.
They claimed they had an engine rebuild in the past 120,000 miles. Note it has 600,000 miles on it. As well as a lower gear ratio in the rear for better highway speeds. Is it a lower gear ratio or a higher gear ratio?
I don't know. Ask Ant. My team, no, KY Tech Racing.
Yeah, it's racing truck.
Racing truck, yeah. Ooh, I think there's supposed to be tread on those fronts.
That kind of looks like a normal steer tire.
If you say so.
Might be a little worn, but it's a
That's
perfect
weird.
tow vehicle. What, the 4 different rear tires?
No, just everything about this. Just the vehicle. It's weird.
The tons of leaf springs in the front that are double stacked.
So you still need a CDL to drive this thing, right? Or do you think no one would stop you? Like, do you think...
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think there's weird... I think, like, there's a weird thing, like, if it has air brakes, you have to have a CDL.
That's at least one can of great stuff right there.
Yes. Mark great stuff on your bingo cards.
Yeah.
If there's not great stuff on your bingo cards, we need to add it.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
'Cause look at that great stuff.
I mean, it is some great stuff, but... So, I'm trying to figure out, like... Did they cut up the cab of the International? Like, because this is still on an International frame.
Yeah, no, it's just... There's your concrete.
oh, not in bags. Just poured in.
No. They poured a slab, Kurt.
Oh boy.
Buy a truck, build a shed.
Because these came kind of like this. They just wouldn't have a truck bed on them. They would have like a dump truck or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they just put a Chevy dually bed on it. But at some long time ago, because it's like color matched with the stripe and everything.
Right.
So it's been like this for a long time, which is weird.
Don't tell my neighbor. He would love this thing. And then leave it in the yard, halfway in my property.
Here's your gauges. It goes up to 35.
Oh, yeah. You see how the little notches stop at 25? That's because you done run out of power at that point.
604,527.3 miles.
It's been around the world. I can't sing it because the MCA, but yeah. You can sing in your head. I still don't understand what happened to the cab. Okay, more great stuff.
That's just insulation, so
Yeah.
the heater stuff works better. What do you mean you don't understand what happened? It's just
No, they something must have been removed or cut or something with the cab itself to explain the firewall damage.
I don't think so. I think that's just because there was a hole in the firewall or something.
You've been in Texas too long.
I don't know.
You're just excusing this.
This looks normal to me. This is the most normal vehicle in the world. It's got 3 batteries. 3 huge batteries.
Is there even a way to tow something with this? Like, is there a receiver in the back or anything? Oh
I'm
my
glad you asked.
God.
To be continued.
Well, that's real dumb.
That might have been the whole reason I picked this, is just for this one image.
That's good.
That's good.
It's good.
It'll tow anything you want.
Good luck lining up that hitch. Oh boy. All right. Well, here on Ranwin Parked, we love themes and theme episodes. And we're great at collaborating with these ideas. You also know all of that was a lie, but I had an idea based on the fact that I kept finding ads during last week's research, heavy quotation marks. A lot of people seem to be selling stuff that's rare lately. A lot of people seem to be trying to move stuff. Maybe markets are slowing down and people are just having a little bit more trouble moving the cars for obnoxious prices that they used to be. So I set the challenge out for us to find the most ridiculous thing you could find that they're trying to sell as rare. And I have brought to you a 2006 Mazda MPV ES minivan. Stop asking if you can drive it across North Carolina. You can drive it just enough to get on a trailer. If you pay me, you can do what you want with it. Minivan is fully loaded and has one issue with the oil pump needing to be serviced, but the van starts first crank and runs and drives. But I wouldn't recommend driving long distances until the pump is replaced, as it will shut the car off as a security feature. Fresh oil change before the pump started going out, full synthetic, new tire, master cylinder, radiator, and many more brand new parts. This van was serviced in the recommended intervals and only has 179,000 miles, which for the year and model of this van being how rare it is, low. I'm asking $2,000. So are they trying to tell me that this van is rare? ZK, chime in.
Maybe I think what their words are is that it's rare to have only 179,000 miles on a 2006 Mazda MPV ES minivan 4-door.
I don't think that it is.
No, that adds up to about the average amount of miles per year that have been driven.
And it also adds up to exactly the point that a 2006 Mazda blows up.
They also were saying 2000 OBO and asking 1,300 for it.
Yeah, they are now down to 1,300. So apparently this rare low miles Mazda MPV minivan, whatever it is, which I must say is probably not the minivan that I see the most of.
No, they're not common.
Tire.
They did sell a lot of them, and rare would have been Center. Your pets.
It's a new tire, Kurt.
Is that how usually people put like a nickel or a quarter in there? This guy's just like this wide.
I had a joke to go off of that, but it's a different show then. I don't know why is this how they drove? Like,
that's not how you drive?
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
You gotta look through the sunroof.
forgot that's just normal for y'all. There it is. That's my rare find, a rare low miles Mazda MPV.
I don't know if I necessarily want to buy, but I want to drive one of the 6-speed ones just to get it out of my system.
Decide that it's garbage.
Yeah, like it's possible it's the most boring thing in the world, even with a manual. I need some closure.
I'm gonna upset somebody. Okay, somebody's gonna be upset right now. I drove a Mazda 2 with a manual. I autocrossed a Mazda 2 with a manual. There are some cars a manual transmission cannot save. And that car taught me that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mazda 2.
I think it's... but I still think if you had to have a Mazda 2, the manual would still be better.
Possibly. But
I think I would, let me get more specific. I think I specifically, me, would still prefer the manual over the automatic.
I would think so too, but it was almost so slow that the fact that I could shift made me even angrier that it wouldn't go.
I'm in control here.
So, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Now, I know people, they made B-spec race cars out of Mazda 2s, and they have lots of fun. But that's just because you can keep going full throttle around an entire racetrack with it. I can't do that on the street. Like, I can go full throttle on the highway and keep up with the Escalades, but it's still not fun. Kurt, what was your rare find?
What was my rare find? Oh, kind of unrelated. Have you heard about Sigma?
Different show, Kurt.
Are you going to show us your lug nuts again?
No. You didn't do the thing. Sigma nuts.
I didn't want to. Different show, Kurt.
This is an extremely rare
Oh,
This is rare to the extreme. 1989 Mitsubishi Sigma
okay.
for $2,500.
I hate that I know this just because of Benny. I didn't know we got them here.
His is older.
It is older, but I did not know that these existed in the United States, I will say. Or Canada? Is this Canada?
St. Paul. I think this is out. This is in Idaho. I think St.
Oh,
Paul's
okay.
Idaho. No. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a St. Paul, Canada. The rare, extremely rare, 89 Mitsubishi Sigma, their flagship sports sedan from the 80s. Welcome to Mitsubishi's interpretation of the 21st century. This guy goes on and on, but it's a Galant.
Oh, it's a Galant.
Yes, the Sigma is a Galant.
Oh, okay.
Essentially here.
But why isn't it a Galant then? Because we got Galants.
I don't know. I'm looking for stuff, and I'm not.
I'm just curious if it's even a Sigma. Like,
Here we go. North America. The hardtop sedan of the Mitsubishi Galant was sold in North America 1987 and 1988 as the Mitsubishi Galant and then the Greek Sigma.
Oh, God.
However, in 1988 to 1990, for the 89 and 90 model years, it was named the Mitsubishi Sigma. So they were like, it's the Galant Sigma. And then they're like, no, it's just the Sigma. And then I guess they went back to be like, okay, it's the Galant now.
This is just so Mitsubishi.
Okay, wheel check. Cool or no?
No.
No. They're too small to be
They're
cool, I
too
think.
small, they're too flat, and they're like too hubcap. Like, there's just...
But think about this in 1989.
I don't think so. There's too much center. Like,
Yeah.
the amount of center
Okay,
flatness is too much for a 14-inch rim. Yeah, no. I am sorry, teardrops are also not cool. Like S13 teardrops,
they're not.
they're just
No,
not
they're
cool.
not.
Wow.
Extremely rare.
Boring.
That's... Wait, what is this? What were these with the angry headlights? What were these?
That's a
My brain says...
Fiat, is it? That's a
Oh, is it
no, that's a
Fiat?
Citroen.
Citroen. That's what my brain
I
was
thought they
like.
had angry taillights, but do they also have angry headlights?
I think so.
Yes.
That was a... It was a
No, I remember we
head.
I remember we had one of these.
Yes.
Yes. Sigma.
Oh no.
There's a version that just has the circle headlights that I think like you don't like. That
Right.
You like the angry headlights more.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember having this conversation on this very podcast.
You know-
to the back catalog.
You
and
know
figure
it's a
out where that was.
boring car when we're talking about something in the background way over top of it. But it's
Oh,
rare.
there's a Ram. There's a Ram for powers.
Yeah. What a rare car. I mean, it is rare, I guess.
I'll give them that because none of them exist anymore because they all blew up.
Right. It's a
Oh, what's wrong with
Mitsubishi.
the steering wheel? Oh yeah.
Ooh.
It's got an interesting interior. I'll grant it that much.
The heck is going on next to the seat? It's some
Don't-
kind of knob and
Injection seat.
pole
cigarette lighter?
situation. Yeah, is it like a cigarette lighter on the go? What are we looking at here? Yeah, what
Maybe it's
is
like lumbar or something. I don't know.
80s and the very large automatic transmission shifters too. Just like, I guess it was
Very
all jet fighter like inspired,
Mm-hmm.
just to make it look like the most complicated device in the world that goes click 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 and I'm shifting.
Oh, there's money on the dash.
Oh,
Free
wow.
money.
$5 off.
I do like all the buttons behind the wheel.
Does look very uncomfortable to use.
It's also kind of a single spoke wheel.
It is this, yeah, basically a single spoke wheel with radio controls.
Ooh.
Also, like how
Good
there's
oil.
the clock dash, and it's like quartz. You know it's quality.
What is Quartz? Is it a watch company or something?
It's like
It's a rock.
movement.
Just move on.
That really hurt my brain for a second. It's a rock. Wait, what does this mean? I like the little bands for the air control too.
Well, what is this little lever on the left-hand side of the dash?
I think that's the turn signal because there's no stalks.
Yeah, I would say that that's probably turn signal.
Do you have to reach your hand through the wheel to get it?
I mean, it's
like in long drive?
It's where it is. It's
Yeah.
where it would be.
it's
if the
where it
stalk
would
was
be.
there.
It just doesn't.
I guess it's just weird perspective.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say it, but now I want this car just for the interior.
So you have
Yeah.
volume controls on the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
but channel or station changing on the dash.
Yeah, I don't think there
And
was a.
it has a Pioneer head unit.
Yeah,
so
so
none
none of
that
that's gonna
works.
work, sadly. But I get the impression that like you weren't supposed to use any controls on the center stack. Like all the radio controls were for the driver. Passenger,
Mhm.
get out of here. Or you got to be all like, let me just turn the volume real quick. And this is why they're all in the junkyard.
Mhm.
Yep.
Why did air filters used to be so chunky?
I was about to say the hearse has one of those big
I don't know.
trash can air filters that thankfully the previous owner gave us a new one, so I swapped that out.
I guess like they went from carburetors, which have very big circular air filters. And they were like, well, all engines need that big of an air filter. But I think they were only ever that big because, like, that's how much space there was around a carburetor. Like,
Right,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's
I don't
where
know that
the
anyone
air
actually
came from.
flow tested that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder.
And now they're all flat.
Yeah, but like the Saab had a giant trash can air filter. I'm like, there's no way
So did
this
the-
car will ever use this much air.
So did the Supra. Very.
Meanwhile, the 5.7 liter V8 in the Roadmaster has a little tiny panel filter.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Technology. ZK,
No.
what did you find for your rare car?
Have you ever seen before a 2003 Ford Explorer NBX Sport utility?
Only probably 400,000 times.
No accidents. One previous owner. Carfax report to prove no accidents. in case
All
you
right,
leave
I will
them.
give them rare on
Sounds
that.
like something suspicious. I can prove there's no accidents. I tell you.
Wait. Enhance. You're telling me no accidents? I see those Firestones on this Explorer.
Have you actually looked into that? Why that was? It's
Probably just because Explorers were so shit.
sort of. So the tires blew because for some reason Ford recommended that you set the tire pressure real low to comply with something. Like I forget what it was they were trying to
Low?
do. Yeah, so they set like the recommended tire pressure was like 23 pounds or something stupid,
Huh.
which was caused the tires to heat up and pop.
Way to go,
And I think
Ford.
it was for rollover safety or there
Well,
was
that's
some,
ironic. If it was for
Yeah, that
rollover
is-
safety.
or maybe I'm confusing the two, but there was some reason Ford was like, okay, well, it fixes this problem if we just lower the tire pressure. And then that led to the Firestones exploding. So it wasn't actually Firestone's fault.
I'll take your
Anyway.
word for it.
It's got the rare third row bench seat with rear control AC.
That
Blue
might.
title in hand. Still got
actually
lots
be
of life
bad.
left. Test drive for serious buyers only. $3,900. I don't know what engine is this because they never show a picture, but it might have a tow rating for powers.
You have a rare Explorer.
Get your third row.
That's what Powers needs.
Well, he needs a place to sleep.
Yeah. I gotta say, I think
Honestly,
CK
this
wins.
is like the cleanest, like
Like,
Explorer I've seen in a
beyond the
long
fact
time.
that it is rare to see, nice condition Explorers, the boldest claim seen today is somebody trying to sell an Explorer as a rare vehicle.
There's your AC controls up there.
Good. There's
Oh.
your acres of plastic.
Yep. Your rare, I guess, second or rear control AC.
Third row, you don't count. You don't get AC controls.
And it's only got. Wait, where's the.
Where's the odometer?
It's only got RND 321 miles.
Wait, what? Oh, I guess. No.
It's 104 out. The odometer melted.
So you're telling me, like, if you have trip up, the odometer goes away?
I think it's
that was
one
like
of those things.
against the law.
I think it shows when you start the car,
Huh.
or like when you put it into ignition, not run. It doesn't have to show all the time. Like the Civic doesn't show all the time. You can put it in trip or whatever.
Okay.
Look at all that space. It looks like that second row folds flat too. Powers for an air mattress. Powers.
It's probably
Instead of sleeping on the grass like a
this is probably
insane
a
person.
5.4 Triton modular motor with the spark plugs that are seized into the heads, and like this thing's just
Occasionally, they're not always seeds. Occasionally, they pop out through the hood.
yeah, occasionally.
I love that they made a special tool to remove the
broken spark plugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
It probably is because it said something about the gas mileage being like 16 combined on it, but
which is optimistic.
Yeah.
Phew, some rare finds out there. You just gotta look, you gotta dig a little deeper, and you can still find rare cars.
Like a 2003 Explorer.
Or a 2006 Mazda MPV. Kurt's, I don't know. Kurt, I feel like may have over exceeded on the rare find.
Extremely rare.
Just because you came off of a freaking hearse from Japan doesn't mean that everything else that's rare isn't.
The homework was to find a car that's listed as rare that is actually very boring.
Yeah, that was
interesting.
Very
I
underwhelming.
think that is the words he used, was boring rare, not necessarily anything else.
It was. You did nail that. That was a very boring car, except for the dash. I put this in just so that, we could keep Power's attention. 67 Jeepster Commando with a 4-cylinder engine, have gas tank and sending unit, fuel pump, hood latches, have replacement windshield and frame, have covers for the door panels. Ran when parked 3 years ago. Not too sure I trust their judgment on 3 years ago.
No, that's just how Jeeps look after 3 years.
This is 3 years of Jeep being parked.
Especially when you keep driving it in the rain.
I'm sure there's a top for it somewhere out there. These are just so silly. Every time I see them, I have to look at them because why?
Some people just like going commando.
Thank you. All right, now we can move on. That's all I really needed out of that. Kurt.
I have a question.
What's
What
a Mitsubishi?
sort of I don't know, a schizophrenic, let's call them, does an off-frame restoration of a 1981 Chevy Love and then sells it for $7,500. I'm sorry,
ZK.
lists it for sale for $7,500.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd probably do this, but not for a Chevy Love, but like a Mazda.
But it's not a Chevy
Well,
Love.
that's what I mean. It's a Chevy Love. It's a
It's
like,
It's an S10?
it's not even like the old good Chevy Love. This
No.
is like the most boring. It's 4x4, I'll give them that, but
sure. But it's also like quite possibly the plainest looking vehicle I've ever seen.
yes.
And for some reason, it having like perfect shiny paint makes it look even more boring.
Right. I almost think this would be more interesting if it was worse. I I really hate how it's some reason the way that it's painted like a mid-90s Silverado really
Right.
bothers me.
Okay. Yeah.
It just really is driving me nuts.
Also, I think the two-tone, but also chrome bumper and black grille don't work.
True.
Like you got to black out the headlight surrounds or have a body color bumper or something. Something's off there.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, my dad had like a 94 GMC Sierra that was this maroon color car, like
yeah, it looks
paint.
great
And it,
on the square bodies.
right, it was more interesting looking than this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just thought this was very, like, good on them for putting the work in, but why?
But why?
Why would you do a frame off restoration? Not even like slam it and put 20s on it and airbrush some naked ladies on the side or something.
Well, go back. Those are not the same color. Is that intentional? Was it like
Two-tone.
two-tone on the
brand
dash?
Brand new dash topper that they did for their frame off restoration.
Gosh, those are the worst gauges too. This is just the worst of everything.
I hate the gauges. They're like, oh, we didn't put a tack in.
Right.
What do we do instead?
Just fill
we
the
only have the
area.
one fascia.
Sprinkle some gauges in there.
GM's too cheap to build different dashes with the speedometer in like the middle or something. So it's like, just fill in something on the other side.
So is this built on the S10 generation that went? Because it probably is.
I don't know what you mean by that, but sure.
Kurt knows.
I do.
Yep.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, if you've ever been in an early 90s, late 80s S10 Sonoma or whatever, for one reason, the HVAC controls are vacuum powered, and they just go the whole time they're running, like loudly inside the cab.
I wonder if you're being noise gated to us or something.
Probably.
Yeah, I hear you. We're not hearing.
Discord's probably upset.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a snake sucking on a watermelon.
Yeah.
Oh, now I know what you mean.
I hate that. I hate that they know what I mean. Also, that Chevrolet. Everything is bad about this.
It's pretty bad.
It's so good though. Like they did such a good job.
Yeah, it's just not good.
I mean, isn't it? It's an Isuzu still in this.
Who knows at this point?
Yeah, I
Like it's that's such a weird whole lineage.
Yeah. Not even any pictures of the engine. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, put more work into it that we're gonna.
I mean, even Kurt showed off the engine in his vlog. Like that's what the audience wants.
Oh, Kurt. Did you
Yes.
find a Toyota badge on your Toyota yet?
No.
If you
Like
look
a
in the engine
Toyota?
bay, if you look in the engine bay, look for the power steering reservoir, and I bet you'll find a Toyota badge and the spelling of Toyota the wrong way, because in that era, the parts company, like the manufacturing company, was still called Toyota,
Ah, yes, like Baby Yoda.
like Baby Yoda.
the little green guy.
I bet you there's something under there. When you opened that engine, when you opened that hood, and I saw the engine bay, I was like, "It's a Supra," because it all remind like the layout, the piping, the way everything works, just reminds me so much of the Mark II Supra. And then my brain went, "But why? Why do they have a whole nother inline six? Like the 5MGE existed in the same time. Why do they have this whole different?" Anyway. I digress. Are you sure?
I almost used
You didn't
this
mean to put this one before.
call this a runner-up. They don't actually claim that this is rare, but this is a very rare car. It is a 1993 Chevy Corsica, because none of these exist anymore. And I
No.
bring this up a lot because we actually had one growing up. And there's a reason these don't exist anymore, but this one has 25,000 miles.
Were those the original tires that look like they could explode at any moment?
Has been sitting since February, will need fresh gas and a new battery. Grandma owned all original parts. Well, I guess Grandma owned the original parts. Mainly garage kept, nearly mint condition.
They did smush the fender.
It did smush the fender, but that's the only downside on this. Grandma was getting up there.
Yeah, Grandma did this, and they were like, "Give us the keys. You can't
Yeah, you
damage
gotta
the
take it away."
Corsica."
$1,000. Well, it says $2,500, not $1,000. We'll accept PayPal. Hey, when's the last time you bought a car from PayPal?
A couple
Just
220s I did.
Gets good gas mileage. 25 city, 31 on the highway. We'll accept trades such as a nice, reliable truck. He's trying to start an auto detailing business, which
Okay.
explains why this car looks so good, maybe.
Maybe.
Because
Oh,
this
God.
is just straight from the 90s. Like
Acres of blue.
the blue on blue.
Blue on blue.
I don't even think anyone's
Cavalier
ever farted
couplers.
in that seat.
Mm-hmm. No, nobody's farted in that seat. That seat's unfarted on.
Grandmas don't fart.
No. Gosh, the big
Corsica.
dial thing on the
In
dash.
case you forgot, Corsica right above the vent there.
So, like, what do they expect you to put in that little cubby thing where maybe there was an optional airbag?
Knives.
Knives?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Screws and nails and things.
It's just like so shallow. Like if you put anything sharp there and hit the gas pedal, well, nothing would happen. It's a Corsica.
24,766 9 miles.
Wild. That is wild.
Bring a trailer.
Yeah. I
With
like
the oil and coolant.
25,000 miles and this thing's already hemorrhaging every fluid it possibly can, I'm sure.
Is that a Chilton or who's that guy down there in that magazine or whatever?
Oh,
it
yeah.
is?
This was your childhood like car?
So ours had a red interior.
Okay. But like,
I don't remember anything other about it
Oh,
other
okay.
than that we got it fairly new. I don't know if it was brand new, and then like the headliner was falling down, and like all the plastics were cracking, and the little rear shelf was rotting out, even though it was like 5 years old or something.
because my experience with these cars and this era of car is that if you were a kid, it was awful because the back seat, yeah, the leg area of the back seat was so large that for your knees to bend, your butt had to be like halfway scooted up the seat. So your back had no support. And it's just I can't move anymore.
And you blame 90s
And I blame 90s General Motors and the lack of booster seat initiatives.
Yeah, I don't think I actually like these cars. They're just like, look, there's one left.
Right. It is funny. It is funny when cars like that still exist with 25,000 miles.
Yeah.
Oops, I put this ad in here. It's a 1983 Eagle Premier ES sedan. I specifically was like, I'll save this one for next episode. I don't need a fourth in this one. Well, it's here. This AMC Eagle 4x4 has been sitting in my father's yard for over 15 years. Since he just died, I inherited the house and this car. It's considered to be one of the first crossovers ever built. As you can see, the car is solid with minimal rust. I can probably get you more pictures.
I thought crossover was SUV on a car chassis, not a
Yeah.
But then again, like sport utility, not crossover. So maybe it's the first SUV, not
Yeah. First SUV, I'll give it.
Yeah.
I think what I really liked about this car was the rear bumper.
his neighbor's fence post.
I'm fairly certain that is a piece of wood bolted to where the bumper used to be. And that's
Yes.
pretty good.
Hey, removing those big 80s bumpers, replacing them with something much slimmer is no light task.
I actually like the front of this with no bumper. I would get rid of the little bumper supports.
Yeah, if you could get rid of the supports, it's
and
not
like make it smooth, it looks
awful.
pretty good.
Not awful. $5,000 is absolutely ludicrous for this.
Yeah, I don't know how much these go for. 'cause
Well, I
it's
don't
a
think this is.
two-door.
I don't think this is even like the good one though. Like I think there was much better versions of these.
Yeah, because there's like the wagons and everything, but I don't have a strong memory of really seeing the two-door 4x4. So that it gets a couple points for that.
Mm.
Yeah, there is a like a sporty version. It's called like the SX12 or something like that.
I
don't, but yeah, those are like the
I
better
think that's
ones.
what I was
It's
trying to
like-
think of, but
Yeah.
I don't know what the different levels are. I don't know how to
Sorry,
word
SX.
this properly, but if you're putting an ad on the internet of selling a car and it's just like he just died, I'm selling this. Usually the kinds of ads I avoid. Usually not the kinds of things I am interested in buying.
Really?
So
I was going to say that's horrible for a seller, but perfect for a buyer because they don't care about this thing at all. You'd be like, you want $2,000 for it? I'll give you $2,000 for it.
I guess
You're like, yeah, fine,
it
whatever.
used to be that way, but now everybody thinks everything is worth something. When obviously this wasn't worth anything because look where
You're
it
gonna
is.
get Camino mad. You're gonna make Camino mad.
Well, nothing new there. Nothing new there. Was that my third or fourth? I don't know what I've done.
That was your fourth. That was your
Okay.
fourth.
Kurt's got 4 too.
Yeah, I do. It's not a Chevy Corsica, but for some reason, this Toyota Corolla spoke to me. It said that I must bring it on the show.
Does it speak to everybody or just you?
No,
I would think it would speak to me, but
I would think maybe it just reminds me of something. For only $300 though.
that's a pretty
It's a
big
mechanic
cone.
special.
Like that's good value. That's probably a $75 cone right there.
See?
Gosh, now that I see it in the bigger picture, that's a big cone.
Maybe it's just a small car cone. Perspective.
I don't see many of these Corollas. I like it.
No. Yeah, it's not bad. They said it sort of runs like bad fuel pump, but it starts on ether or whatever.
87, so I assume it's front wheel drive.
Yeah. 4-cylinder car, but automatic. So
It's a pretty
I like the-
unfortunate car.
yeah, but $300.
Does
What's the rest of it
anybody
look like?
does anyone need a father-kid project? Think right? Anybody? Bueller?
I used to think that way, and maybe I'm changing now because, the situation is more real. Because now when I think of that, like, oh, that would be so fun, fix up something like this as a first car. Now I look at this and I think you must have to really hate your kids if you're going to send them out on the roads in this thing. The last thing I think a new driver should be in is this. That's going to
Yeah.
fold underneath of that Escalade faster than the driver of the Escalade is going to realize it happened.
It looks in okay condition though. Like the mirror was broken, but like
Was apparently abandoned.
Yeah.
With the notice of
Speaking of that, what's with the rags on the windows thing? Like, is that going to stop anybody? Like, do tow truck drivers actually not tow a vehicle because there's a rag in the window or a shirt in the
I've
window?
never before.
Everywhere here. Everywhere. There are cars broken down and people will close a piece of clothing in the door as a sign of like,
Sure people aren't living in that car because that's like what they use for curtains and stuff
no,
around here.
no,
Okay.
not like that. Like it's like noticeably closed in the top of the door.
Hmm.
And like it's always something that's clearly broken down on the side of the road. Commenters,
Yeah.
anybody, did you know what's going on there? Is this a North Carolina thing? I don't know.
It's gotta be, but like I'm trying to think if we have anything Like,
You don't. You just
Football
burn
do
cars
that.
to the ground there. They
that's
break
what I'm
down
like,
on the side of the road, and then you
it's there
burn
for
them to
20
the
minutes.
ground.
The window's broken, the battery is stolen, and then it gets towed by a predatory towing company. That's just what happens here. That's what happened everywhere.
America's sad. Best find of the week is the section of the show now. Let's take a look at last episode where Kurt had the schling box. I had the schling Yugo, and CK found Elvis. This, I think, might be the closest Ranwin Parked poll of all time. I have won with 42 votes, ZK in second with 40 votes, and Kurt in third with 31 votes. People just couldn't decide. We all won, really. We were all winners. I didn't know there was that many Elvis fans out there.
It's because of the new movie, Con.
Oh, sorry.
Because of the scat pack that we correctly identified.
Are
on the
you
trunk.
telling me that Ranwin Parked has a large scat following?
No, maybe a rat pack, but not the scat pack.
This week, I bring to you Kurt's long-lost cousin.
I see. Now I understand why you didn't want to include that
Right.
previous AMC.
This 1979 AMC Sprint runs on propane, just like glass, but clean. Spirit? Did I not say Spirit?
You said
Sprint.
Oh, Spirit. Whatever. It's got a shark face on it, like Kurt's Z. Obviously, this is a relative of Kurt. Like, has to be. Your long-lost cousin.
Now I see that the bumper supports, you'd have to like weld in a patch there.
You would have to fill that in, but
Fog lights.
fog lights. Kurt's got it.
Yeah, good.
I do like that it's so common to take the bumpers off on these that it's more common to see them without bumpers on them. Propane
There's a perfect
tank.
spot for a plank of wood there.
There is a perfect spot, but please note the propane tank in the hatch.
Why are propane conversions?
Well said. Well said. Really, the only thing done well is the graphic.
It's a decal. It is not.
It's not
one
real?
of a kind, rare, hand painted
Oh,
by your girlfriend.
Is it?
Shark mouth.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, you
They
can
just-
search on Google.
I guess because it was below the badges in my mind, they had gone through effort here, but you're right.
I mean, they did it well.
They did
I
it
guess.
well.
There's not like wrinkles and stuff, so
Yeah,
a couple of points for them.
couple of points. Very. Hey,
Those are all removed with their choice of steering wheel, though.
What about the sheet metal door card?
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
I don't care about it.
I actually quite like those, and the rest
But
of it.
the AutoZone steering wheel is.
What about their choice of air filter?
That's fine. I've done that.
You really have done. It's a cone filter on a carburetor inlet.
Well, okay, not a carburetor, but I put it on a throttle body, like just directly into the throttle body of a fuel injected
What
car.
that obviously needs around it is a huge metal canister.
What is that other thing? That other cylinder that is
pump?
not a carburetor?
I was hoping you'd ask because I'm going to give you the answer that I don't know.
Oh. Camera on the top left?
Yeah, this thing.
Is that not the propane pressure regulator?
Oh,
mixer
that's right. This thing
thingy?
runs on propane.
I
Oh.
thought you were going to talk about this thing up front, which I don't. Is that the AC?
That's-
Or is that just a
Yeah,
spawn
that
pump?
must
AC.
be AC.
It's a huge AC.
Old
compressor.
AC compressors are just gigantic.
Yeah, I'm never removing the one in the Datsun. It's just
That's
hidden
it's
underneath everything.
it's
just
there.
Stop removing air conditioning. Just fix it.
It's broken.
I did fix it. I put a supercharger there.
That is acceptable.
So that's what I found. I found Kurt's cousin. Kurt, what did you find?
I found your dad. No, what? I found
I think
a
that's
1994 Toyota Supra MK4 for only $13,000.
a bargain.
A bargain. I'm always leery about these because there's so many that are just like meme posts. Like,
Right.
I just have this old Celica, $1,000. But this one
This
seems
might
like
be
a
real.
genuine. Yeah, this seems genuine. With
Oh, I just saw
101,000
the little
miles
picture.
and a clean title. Yeah, no, this one there's no secrets.
I mean, if
it's in
you
worse condition than the what did I start with? The
the yeah, the
Alfa
Alpha.
Romeo. Yeah, yeah.
If you ever had any like delusions of grandeur about a clean title, this is about to crush them. Because clean title don't mean nothing. Clean title just means that they never reported what happened
Right,
to
it
it.
says right there, accident not reported to insurance, so still has a clean title. Woo-hoo.
Woo!
Yeah, they ran great in November of 2017 before having a run-in with Tiger Mountain, a mountain near here that has twisty, turny roads.
Oh, I
That's
thought
fun to
it
drive
like
on.
moved, like it reached out to
The
grab
mountain
you.
came, the baseball bat,
out
some
in
of
front
its
of me.
friends.
Came out of nowhere.
That mountain was like, "Is that a Supra?"
Uh-huh.
There's
So
Oh,
It's
okay.
2J.
It's a 2J and it's a GTE. It's a turbo
and it's a manual.
and a manual.
So I asked Kurt this earlier and
Uh-huh.
he didn't answer. How much are 2Js going for these days? Because they were
13,000
talking-
apparently.
They were talking about the hearse being a little anemic.
Guess what? It still will be after you put that thing in there because none of those electronics work anymore.
Be fine. There's all aftermarket stuff for that.
Gosh, there's not much I really love about the Mark IV Supra, but the dash layout, the center stack,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
it's all just so good.
I don't have a lot of love for the Mark IV.
I did as a kid, and I think that's what
I-
makes me not like it as much now.
I didn't. I could never put my finger on why it just didn't do anything for me.
I loved all of these obnoxiously expensive, very large Japanese sports cars. I loved how bubbly the butt was on these. It's the rich CEO lifestyle of the Supra, the Mark IV Supra now that makes me like, I just don't care. And maybe that's why I like things like the 300Z and the 3000 GT more now because they don't have that status.
Yeah,
That's
I
really
never-
beat up.
It is very beat up. I mean, but you know me. I guess I don't see the appeal of these other than the Fast and Furious.
Right. And the Gran
Right.
Turismo, like we're Gran Turismo
Yeah.
age where it was like we found out that these cars existed because of Gran Turismo, and then it led us to our inevitable doom of finding out that we'll never be successful enough to own them.
True. Yes. Or you end up buying the one car that you actually liked in Gran Turismo, a Subaru SVX. And then you realize what owning a Subaru SVX is like,
Ah,
and you
you're gonna kill
immediately
me.
sell it.
There wasn't enough pixels there, Kurt. There just wasn't enough pixels in those early Gran Turismos to teach you all the wrongdoings of the SVX.
Mm. I mean, the only car I remember really mostly from Gran Turismo was the first car, the Honda Prelude.
Prelude and
Yeah, like, definitely those catch my eye whenever I see them on the list.
very much so for me because I did the whole like Gran Turismo 1 and 2 this year on stream, and instantly the nostalgia hit me when you go to the used car market and it's just like literally 30 different Sylvia Qs and Ks and every submodel that could possibly exist. Like those are the first cars that load up in the game, and I'm just like, I wonder why I got obsessed with 240s. And it didn't really happen that way. It's not like I played Gran Turismo and was like, oh, I really want one of those. But clearly that laid somewhere in my brain. I didn't put an end card in this, did I, Kurt?
Oh no, I'm sure you did. I'm just.
No, I don't think I did. You
Well,
tell me
ZK
though.
still has to go. What?
What?
What? Oh yeah, ZK exists. That's a shame.
Trying to nudge me out of here already?
I just came to the realization that when the folder apocalypse happened, that I don't think I transferred the end card over. So
It's fine. No one cares.
you're gonna draw one for us. It's fine.
We got a new intro. Everybody's so excited about
Oh
that.
God, don't remind me about the intro. It's so bad. Oh,
You know, it's not bad,
My whole
but
day
I
is
found in
ruined.
our rare searches a 2003 Smart Crossblade, one of 2,000 manufactured in the world.
in a world.
$30,000. I'm selling my 2003 Smart Crossblade made by Mercedes-Benz, one of 2,000 made in the world with only 8,800 miles like new. This is a collector's car, clean title, clean car, far, no accident, super rare car. Call me more info. Habla español.
My hands up.
Yes.
Is the seller of this car a rapper from the early 2000s?
Are you going to say the future?
As we literally just had the conversation today while listening to the 2000s station, where it was like, if you're writing a rap song or hip hop or anything like that in the early 2000s, and you didn't intentionally misspell or mispronounce a word in there, then you were a nobody. And one of 2000 made, wait, you ruined it. Worldwide wit only is perfect.
But it's
And-
also got a clean carafe
I-
for your coffee. And
Yeah.
I feel like
Coffee.
I could see this car in an early 2000s rap music video too.
it's got like
Oh my
Lamborghini
god,
doors
they're little tiny glowing doors.
or sticks or whatever you want to call them.
Did they lock?
I guess so. There's
There
a
is a
little gas strut down there.
Yeah, I guess there is a locking but there's no keyhole, so maybe not.
Colin,
What?
what would be the purpose of a keyhole on this vehicle?
That's why he asked if they locked. Oh boy,
Yeah. I'm
I'm voting for ZK.
bursting with energy.
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
Those who seek challenges in extreme are right on track with the Smart Crossblade. The uncompromising concept behind the car really pushes back the boundaries to produce a driving experience akin to a motorcycle on four wheels. The
Dynasty?
dynamism,
Oh,
dynasty, and power of a compact 3-cylinder, 52 kilowatt Super X turbo engine are a key part of this experience.
is that a
Sporty
Supra?
light alloy wheels, suitably dashing appearance, even before the Crossblade gets into gear.
Is that because they have one of those awful automated manuals?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Oh
You have
god,
to
it
be
keeps
this
going.
cool to drive this car.
Oh my god, the cell phone holder thing on his.
Mhm.
Oh my god, this is
2003.
multiple, yeah. The backpack, everything about this is amazing.
Where's Magnet? But it's also a Brabus
It's a bra bus.
model, which is apparently more sporty, or it's like
Okay.
it's weird because like AMG has, or like Mercedes has AMG, but they also have Brabus. So, I don't know.
Brabus. Yeah.
Brabus.
Brabus.
Look at this. Look at this little.
I love that their advertising is how like edgy and cool, and then they literally have Fisher Price radio.
No, this is 2003. This is like contemporary
IMAX or
MP3 players.
translucent.
Mm. Yeah.
Like look at their fashionable note icon. Iconography. I cannot speak tonight.
He's losing it.
I'm losing it, and like the bubble splash floorboards.
Just when if you
Floor
ever
mat.
if you ever thinking like Man, the 2000s just really doesn't have that much culture. Like the 80s and the 90s, they had some. No, it did have it. We're just not far enough removed from it for it to have fallen from our mental block.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was it.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70.
Yeah, what a weird.
They know it wasn't going to happen.
Dual exhaust.
Kinda.
Into,
So wait, 2 tips, 3 cylinders.
but it's one muffler.
But it's one muffler.
It is rear engine, rear wheel drive.
It is that. It is that. Oh boy.
Ooh, I didn't notice like the S
Yeah.
smart
Yeah.
dash from the top down there.
It's so smart. Oh, it
There's
does
your
have the
little-
awful transmission.
That's the worst.
Even people that like these are like, that was a bad idea. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's a manual transmission that's shifted by a computer. Does that sound bad? Because it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
How new ideas evolve.
It's exactly like the original artist rendering.
It looks maybe twice as big as the guy. Yeah, he's huge.
Right, it's very large, man. Buckaloo! Can you take us to Buckaloo, Chevrolet, please? All right, you win. You got my vote. You did it.
I don't know. I think that's just a car cover. I don't think it's a top or like a.
Oh.
You
Yeah,
don't need a top in the future. Well, there's no windshield. Where would it?
Yeah,
there's,
exactly.
There's no rain in the future. What are you talking about?
But you have a trunk that can hold the car cover. It's just so weird because it literally looks like just half a smart car, which is what it is.
It's what it is, yeah. It's weird that this was able to be on the road. That's the weird part to me.
Yes. Because like even the like those 3-wheeled things, they're 3 wheels so they don't have to meet crash
Right.
regulations and stuff.
Yeah. The fact that this is a 4-wheeled car
Yes.
that existed and you could buy and register to drive is quite bizarre.
Interesting. I found one that sold for $26,000
Mm-hmm.
on Bring a Trailer in 2016, and they're saying this model was never sold in the United States.
I didn't think so. But they are
Seller
left-hand
was
drive.
Yeah, seller was able to acquire federal replacement bin.
This is possibly like kind of in the show and display because they only made 2,000 of them or something. So,
right.
like there is probably a legal way to actually bring this in. Weird they don't mention that, and
Yeah.
usually those cars are way more expensive, like the things that qualify for that.
How many
That does make
options do you think there are for 3-lug wheels out there?
Not a lot. That's right.
I'm
I think these
now
are probably the wheels he's looking for.
my brain has just done a terrible thing. And it's like,
Was-
wait, could you just use a 5-lug wheel and put it in
Yeah.
3 of the
6-lug.
5? A 6, yeah, a 6-lug wheel.
Yeah. If it wasn't like 3 by
It's probably 3 by
3 by
some-
90 or something,
Right, some
stupid.
ridiculous size.
Yeah, it's 2-year warranty.
0 to 60 in 17 seconds. Oh my god.
52 kilowatts, whatever that is in real
Yeah, I
numbers.
thought that would net you more than 17 seconds. On
do they have a
Super
weight?
Plus,
Do they have a weight listed? I don't see a
don't
weight.
see that.
Safe
Bring a
load.
Trailer says 1,630 pounds.
Curb weight 740 kilograms.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, 13
Without driving.
pounds or so.
That's a thing
Yeah.
that existed.
That's the last slide.
Hey, there's no end slide. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just
So you got to
maybe-
look at this thing
yeah,
for
here's
the rest of the episode.
I really don't hate it.
I don't either.
I think it's actually kind of cool.
$30,000.
Right. Yeah, you're never gonna obtain one of these for the price that they're worth. But
This is
it
the
is-
kind of thing, like, I don't know, you go to a car show or I don't know, but you like sell tickets. Like you would, this is something you could rent out.
Is Turo still around? Like, can I...
So yeah, this would be like a perfect Turo car, because you'd only want to drive it for like one day and
Right.
you'd be over it.
Somebody would rent it for 12 hours and be back after 2 hours and be like, you know what?
There's
I'm
too many
good.
mosquitoes in my face.
Well, that's our show, everybody. I'm sorry about the intro. I'm sorry. That's all I can say.
I'm apologizing.
It's so bad.
Own it up. You should hype it.
What am I? I'm not Armo. Like I don't hype bad products. If you have a good idea for an intro, leave it in the comments below. Make sure you vote in the best find of the week for, I mean, obviously mine. And we'll see you next time on Rain When Parked. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to watch Kurt's vlog.
Yeah,
It's good.
it is good. So,
Kurt.
did you hear about Sigma?
How much
You'll
work?
never be-
How did you really think that was gonna work?
Didn't it though? Didn't it?